The clothing industry has learned to capitalize on making cheap clothing that doesn't last very long. And they do this to draw customers back to buy more and more clothes when their other ones fall apart. Not only does this take advantage of us, the customers, it also is very, very harmful to the environment because most clothing today is made out of synthetic materials. In other words, plastic. Which means that it can take one item of clothing 1,000 years to break down. Or it just never does. In 2014, in the US alone, 10.5 million tons of textile waste went to landfills. That, in and of itself, is mind-blowing to me. But then we might also consider the inhumane situations in factories that occurs in underdeveloped countries, the contamination of their water resources in those working countries, the amount of water wasted to produce clothing that already exists in places like thrift stores, and the fact that manufacturing textiles produces greenhouse gases that are hundreds of times more harmful than carbon dioxide. All of this added up together just tells me that it's not worth contributing to an industry that causes so much destruction, and for no good reason. This is very difficult for people, including myself. I own items of clothing from unsustainable brands and corporations, but that doesn't mean that I can't try my best and still be a part of a movement that's trying to create and maintain a healthier planet. I feel like the expectation of being perfect is what hinders a lot of people from making an effort in the first place. And that's not something that I want to perpetuate. I think it's just completely negates the whole process of trying our best to cause as little destruction in the world as possible. So instead of rushing to get rid of those clothes that I bought at that one store to clear my conscience, I'm going to take care of them, and when I'm done with them, I'll pass them on to somebody whom I know will love them. I'm not saying you have to stop buying clothes from your favorite store forever, or you can only have thrifted things. Of course, that would be great, but even just cutting back on how much you buy from those places, or just cherishing the clothes that you have a little bit more, would be a small action that you could take that would have a big reward, if that makes any sense. And just a side note, thrifting isn't only good for the environment, it also can save you so much money. So much money. I can't even believe how expensive some clothes can be. Urban Outfitters. I think they're really cute. But they're like $60, $100 a piece. And it's like, why spend that much money there? And you can also like go onto things like Depop, whatever websites, and like find brands that you like secondhand, so you're not actually contributing to the company, you're like buying it from somebody who already owned it. It's basically like thrift shopping online. Helping the environment isn't about healing it in a day and solving all of the world's problems. Just take the steps that you're capable of taking right now. Doing things that are seemingly small to us do make a substantial difference, especially when millions or even billions of people are doing them too. did it wrong. I did it wrong. Okay, now that we messed up, now that we fixed our little mishap, we can move on to the next stage, which is sewing up this little hole that we made. Just like that. So cute. I really hope this turns out. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue. I'm just guessing, which can be said for most of my life. So, nothing new here, folks. Whoa! Moment of truth. Isn't that right, ladies? Sorry. So with this, I'm just gonna crop it, and you wanna make sure that the top seam is aligned. I would suggest cutting off the least amount at first, and if you want it shorter, you can cut some more. If you just go full whammy in and just cut it all off, you might go too short, and then you realize it doesn't just sit flat on you, you know? And I think that's all I'm gonna do to this one. So that one's gonna be done. We're gonna say it's done. The other one that I was thinking of just kind of cropping and just leaving at that is the purple sweater, the purple knit jumper, because I don't know, it just feels a bit grungy, it feels a bit moody. So I feel like cinching it in would just be holding her back from her full potential, as one might say. This one has a bleach stain on it right here, and it like goes all the way across, and it drips down here and down here. So I'm just gonna crop it right above that and hope for the best. It is a huge like jumper sweater, that's what we call it in America. I kind of wish I could keep it big, but this just huge bleach stain is probably the reason why the person who had it before got rid of it in the first place. So crop knit sweater, because everybody needs a crop knit sweater when it's cold outside. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go. Here we go. First cut. Sacrilege. Is there a rule that you have to like make a hem on knitwear because it's gonna come unraveled? I feel like it's gonna come unraveled. I'm nervous now. Oh no. Hey, I cut it pretty straight. I did a good job. Wow. Am I just making this fall apart? Like, did I just do something really bad? I'm afraid I did. We're gonna look it up. How to crop knit sweater. We're just gonna worry about it later. Next, I've got this beauty. Now, this one I am going to put an elastic band around, I think, so that it kind of cinches in. So I don't want to crop it too much. Cropped. are now on to day 2 of alterations. Honestly, this is just a saga of me guessing how to alter clothing to make it fit me, or not, I don't know. Yeah, we're now onto the scary part, which is trousers. I'm gonna be altering jeans with no clue what I'm doing. I have these jeans on inside out right now, and I'm just gonna like pin the sides of them and then sew a straight line down and see what happens. I really don't. I have no idea. I don't know. I just cut them. Fashion shouldn't compromise our planet. I feel like a lot of people think this, but it's not black and white. Either be perfect or do nothing. Absolutely not. No matter how small the action, you're doing something positive. It's honestly really sad that this even has to be said, but I feel like it does because I've witnessed things. But please remember to not let people bully you out of doing good.